fucking insurance update, woo, view, shwa, swish, whoa. So, yeah, that's the little sound effect for when there's an insurance update. It's really cool and fun, like the topic that it represents, okay? So, well, I mean, it is a big deal, because, whether or not I can get on insurance dictates, how quickly I can, return to anything resembling stability. But I actually do feel stable today. I have been sleeping more regularly lately, and that's been good. But I can still tell that I I I need to I need I need to be medicated again. I do miss that. It's not always so very easy, but I think I can manage. Cause see, the thing is, what I'm about to lay on you, right? The information is that I had to call a number yesterday. I called Medicaid, and I was told I wasn't eligible. It was finally, explained to me that, yeah, someone really, really did confirm that, yeah, I'm not eligible for Medicaid because I don't really meet, like, the age brackets where you would be able to get financial support for, you know, health, health costs, medical costs. Uh, and, um, Yeah, so the woman on the phone told me to call a different number so that I could see if I was, eligible for a voucher. So I called that number, and I got the voicemail. I got the voicemail for that. So I had to call them again today, because, this was the next day that I could do that, and the sort of, I don't know how to explain it, like, they close at certain times, and there was also, like, when I got the voicemail, she told me she'd be out for the next couple days. So, it's just like you gotta get in your window. You gotta get that, like, window where you can call them. And I did, and the this woman explained to me that also I cannot, I don't know, I'm not eligible for their voucher either. So, um, yeah, that's how that is. So my only option at this point, after I've tried the marketplace, and my sister, she helped me through that one, and she says they said I wasn't eligible. I kind of misremembered and thought that it was just that we couldn't afford it or something. But either way, that one's not an option, and Medicaid is not an option, and the voucher that I could get for Medicaid is also not an option. So all these, they're gone. That's basically all I can do. So now my only thing that I can do is try to get a job again and get insurance from that. So yeah, because a lot of jobs, they provide insurance of some kind. So that's my next stop. I got an idea for where I want to apply next. I'm going to apply to Sonic. Um, it's a fast food place. It's named after the hedgehog for sure. Just I don't remember. I don't know which one came first, man. Okay, I just work there. In the future, if they hire me and I keep the job this time, so yeah. In the meantime, I have to visit my mom. That's gonna be on the 19th of this month. But before that, I do have a doctor's appointment. That's on the 15th of this month, on May. So, that one's in May, mind you. That one's free. That's not something that insurance needs to cover. Like, I think, like, the first few visits I've made, going to therapy and going to, um the doctor's appointment on the 15th. That's both because, um they their policy is that the first few visits are free or something like that, and that's pretty cool. Yeah, like, not I sound uncertain, but, like, I'm just remembering what I was told, and it's that was how it was told to me. Yeah, like, the first few visits are free, and then you have to start paying for it after they kind of get your information, like, officialized or whatever. I don't really know. Like, they get some information on you first. They get to meet you and understand your needs, and then the process of, the continuation of, therapy and or medication, that's what costs money. That's what I'm pretty sure is the deal. And, like, also, like, health checkups, I feel like those would probably cost money too. So that's what I need insurance for. But, Yeah, that's I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it is. Like, I know that in the beginning it's been free. Nothing has indicated that I have to pay for the first therapy appointment, the second appointment that I went to recently ish, and then the doctor's appointment. None of this costs any money, which is pretty nice. But you know, in a nice world, like none of this would cost anything because wouldn't be these, you know, the free healthcare. Fuck's sake, come on. But anyway, you know, um, there would be free healthcare in a nicer world, but that's not the world that we live in. That's not the country I live in. So my only option is to work and get the insurance from there. Is there anything else? Yeah, so I've got my doctor's appointment on the 15th. On the 19th, I'm going to come to my mom's house and visit her a little bit. I'm going to visit some other people in my family who live down there. Um, and get my stuff back because there's still belongings that I have left there. Now, in the meantime, I have continued the process of decluttering my room. Just today, I found some things that I didn't know were in here, like things that I had lost and worried about. Like, that's the reality of, like, just kind of hoarding stuff is that I have too many things. That's so fucking stupid. Oh my god, that was such a stupid sentence. The reality of hoarding stuff is that I have too many things. Anyway, but for real, like it's like everything's kind of mismanaged. It's just in buckets and things. It's just strewn about. It's not all of it is safe from damage of being mishandled or being stored improperly. So that's a problem. A lot of stuff gets dirty this way. And a lot of stuff gets lost. So I didn't know where some of my belongings were, but I've since found them and that was good. Just various objects, garments or little things that I collect, small collections. Some of it is kind of trash though. Like I've collected used lighters. I don't really need those. I feel like I should probably get rid of that collection. But that was a little phase I went through. I've gone through phases where I collect different types of trash. Like I'm so fucking serious, and it often correlates with like another thing. Uh, I don't really want to get into it, but it's like I'll always collect little objects that correlate to another unhealthy habit that I'm engaging in a at any given moment, and this is like a repeated like tangential habit of mine. It's fucking crazy, man. Um, but I'm working on it, aren't I? I've gotten what I've arranged is my dad had a couple of shelves with some of his old stuff in the closet in my room, so I told him that I need that space for my stuff, for my clothes and everything, and he was nice and got the stuff out of my closet so that I would have room to put clothes because that's most of my stuff is just lots of clothes um and accessories and things. um put those away in there. Now I don't have enough hangers to deal with all my stuff. Um, but that's the next step. Like I'll get hangers to be able to hang up my stuff, and it's important that I um that it's important that I clean up like this because I'm gonna get more stuff from my mom's house and bring it here, and I need a lot of room. There's still the reality that a lot of the stuff in my room isn't mine and does still take up space and keep me from having enough room for my belongings. Stuff, old things that belong to my dad. Um, and you know, I use some of this old music equipment as like furniture, as like little tables to put things on, but it does still take up a lot of room, and that's inconvenient. And I have to kind of work around that because there's only so many things that we can just move easily. When we actually move to California, um, and God knows when that will be because I kind of thought we'd be there by now, but it's just that the court battle or whatever. It's kind of not in my dad's control. Like I guess it's just it's not something that he's directly participating in, so he can't really help the fact that it's taking I mean, it's been a year now. It's been about a year almost. Like at the end of May, that'll be about when I came here, when I came to live here rather than just visit. Um, so it's been about a year since I stopped living with my mom, and yeah, it's just I didn't really expect it to be this long. But that's just how it is. It's decided on a court decision whether or not my dad can um keep the house that he inherited in California, but the understanding in the family is that like he is going to win that decision, that court decision. He will win the trial in the end because it's just it's just how it works, like it's not really something worth it's like a bullshit trial. I don't know how to explain it. It's just a bullshit trial and he basically has it guaranteed, but it's still taking a long time. So, does that sound kind of like uncertain? Yeah, and that's how it feels, but I'm still optimistic. I think, he wouldn't tell me that he wouldn't tell me that we were going to California if there was like a strong chance that we weren't. So, he's not really that kind of guy. So I think we'll be okay. But it's just going to take a long time. That's something, in life I've had to summon a lot of patience, a lot of strength, a lot of patience and resilience in order to get through the trials. Sometimes it's just tedious waiting or continuous practice in various things, and sometimes it's like trying new things, getting out of your comfort zone. The many adventures life will take you down. Oh boy, facing your fears, crazy things like that. Um, so just never give up and shit, okay? Yeah, I've got there's my knee tattoo. Months ago, I gave myself a shitty little stick and poke star on my knee, and then I went and got a professional star tattoo, like on my thigh, in this area. So, there's an update on that. My star tattoo on my knee, the one that was a stick and poke, I've been working on it more. I've been doing more stick and poke activity. Um, with yeah, the way I do it is I just this is not advice. Do not do this at home. Do not try this at home. It's just so dumb. Don't do what I do. Okay? But I got a sewing needle and I got a bunch of colored pens. The first time I just did it with just one black pen, but this time I got like an arrangement of colors. There's a different shades. There's like a blue and then a greenish blue and then a green. There's a black one. There's a red one. There's an orange one. There's a purple one. I think those are the colors. Yeah, there was no yellow, um, because I guess that's too light, and it's kind of hard to make yellow ink. It is easy to make like a yellow marker, but not like a pen. But anyway, so I just broke them open and like dipped the needle in the ink after sanitizing the needle. Last time I didn't do that, but luckily, yeah, I got lucky and I didn't get an infection. But I really should have like you cook the needle first. You like you hold it above the flame so as to sanitize it. It's like a technique, and then you take your sewing needle post cooking, and then you dip it in the pen ink, and you just go stabbing on yourself. You just go stabbing, and the knee is one of the most painful places to get a tattoo. That's if you're doing it professionally, which is much quicker. But if you're just stabbing yourself in the knee a bunch of times, listen. The moral of the story is I'm really fucking tough and strong. But yeah, I went back and did more to it, where like no, really, no. It is actually like such an endurance test. Like I know, but it is such an endurance test. Trust me, man. Like it's a lot. Okay. So yeah, so the idea is that I kept the star shape, but I just kept going like around and around and around in the I put a sticker on my knee that was in the shape of the star, and then I kind of like put dots around that, just dots of colors, um, to form a sort of like spacey mosaic looking thing, you know? Um, and it's still bruised up. That's why I'm not showing it right now. I'm just telling you that it's there and that in the near future I'll probably show it, in the on the channel because The bruising goes down. I feel like it's gonna look cool. The symbol is that it's like a Russian prison tattoo. Russian prisoners who like rebelled against the Soviet Union or didn't even necessarily try to rebel, like just got arrested or whatever. Um, but yeah, the for this particular tattoo, it is a symbol of rebellion. It means that you don't kneel to authority. So that's the idea, and I think it's cool. I still have the better star like above it, and I can't even really explain what that one means, but not everybody has like a profound meaning for their cool tattoos. Like I hate to break it to you, but yeah, sometimes tattoos don't have like a profound meaning. Sometimes they're just like a cool little image. I've got more ideas for tattoos in the future because that is something that I enjoy. Um, so I've got more ideas, and it's not just stars over and over again. But yeah, the more things on this leg, um, and other parts of my body in the future, perhaps. I'm not like overflowing with ideas uh, in that regard. But I'm just saying, it's something I think about sometimes. What am I gonna get for in the future? What am I gonna do with my life? What am I gonna do to my body? How am I gonna change it? Obviously that's something I think about. Um, and how will it change without my choice? That as well. Just the ideas one thinks about the future and stuff. So yeah, that's something that's been on my mind. But in conclusion, yeah, I can't get insurance. Um, I cannot get this cheap or free insurance that I thought I might be able to get. There were multiple people who informed me that it would be possible, but I did the best I could. Like, I made the phone calls and to the right people. I got recommended different options when those would prove to be unavailable and so on. And it was a long process. This is a month's process. I've been trying to get insurance since like maybe January, and it's now May. So that's how it's been, and it's fine because I'm gonna get a job once the upcoming things get completed. There's one more thing I just remembered regarding my name change. So uh, next weekend, or no, this upcoming weekend, me and my sister are gonna go back to the courthouse and get the paperworks back from when I changed my name at the courthouse. I'm happy about my name change. Sometimes I think, I have like doubts, like should I have done Sydney instead of Sid? But I don't really think that because Sid seems the most gender neutral, especially in the U.S. Sydney seems a little bit more feminized in culture. Um, I haven't actually known many Sids or Sydneys to be honest, but all the Sydneys I knew were girls. But anyway, my family mostly calls me Sid. Like my sister's the only one that really calls me Sydney, but my dad always calls me Sid. My mom does. My even like kind of slightly less immediate family members who go back and forth on whether or not they want to dead name me, but still, whenever they called me by my chosen name, it was always Sid. And yeah, so that's what's really sticking. Sydney is more of like a nickname, and I'm okay with that. I think that's a fine arrangement. Um, the reason why I wanted to have purple hair is because it reminds me of Dionysus, because of like grapes and stuff, wine. Um, and I think overly sarcastic productions, when they did a little video about Dionysus, they made him purple, if I remember correctly. So that's just the color that I associate with Dionysus, and that's my middle name. That's my middle name now. Isn't that fun? So I'm gonna go to the courthouse and get those documents. I believe what they're gonna give me is a new social security card. So before in the first video where I documented this, I misspoke and I said that it was like they were gonna give me a new birth certificate, but that's not true. That was wrong. I had to fact check that and also call them back and yeah. So it's actually I believe what they're going to give me is a new social security card, but there is a place really nearby where they told me I could go to get a new birth certificate, and then the next step would be to get a new ID, which I don't know if we're gonna do that all in one day, um, because it depends on how much my sister is able to spend on like the Uber trips, you know. That's something that we always have to pay for when we need to go somewhere that's not within walking distance. So that's just another one of the, little things that make this like challenging. But yeah. Um but anyway, nevertheless, we will be going out on on this upcoming weekend. My dad's laughing. He always laughs like a hyena. Sorry about that. My dad's laughing at the something he's watching. But yeah, no, we got this upcoming weekend. We're gonna go out and we're gonna get more steps to getting my name changed and get that all sorted. And that's exciting. That is a step forward. That's what I really care about. I care about doing the best I can in the under the circumstances. It's important to me, and I am excited for the changes that lie ahead. I was getting sick of just I don't know. I was getting sick of being stuck in a pattern, and I want to branch out and break the bad habits as much as I can. So I'll see you later, guys. I hope you're having a nice day or night or whatever. Peace out, and I love you. I really, really do.